Okay, guys, welcome back. I just had a wonderful day at the Speaker Institute, learning about how to pitch, an essential skill for all speakers. I'll share with you guys later what I learned over there. But we were talking about this wonderful man. His name's Nick Harding, all the way from Australia.
Yeah, Sydney, Australia, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. All the way here just for a couple of days. That was meant to be 2 days. 2 days with these crazy characters. So yeah, absolutely fantastic time.
Okay,
yeah.
so I learned so much from Nick, but I would really appreciate if you can share with you guys a little bit about what he taught us. So he taught us how to pitch.
Yeah.
And there were certain essential skills for somebody to learn in that process. The first one was obviously to know what you want to talk about.
Absolutely,
okay,
yeah.
Who are you?
You'd be surprised the amount of people who waffle on and talk about anything and everything, but never actually make a point.
Fantastic. And then you made us actually do an exercise.
Yeah.
In the 1 minute pitch. So I think that was the biggest takeaway from today was the 1 minute pitch. If you can just say 2-3 words about the 1 minute pitch, that would be
good stuff. So I work for myself for a company cleverly called Nick Harding Consulting. But I do a lot of contracting work for Speakers Institute, which is a fantastic company based in Sydney. They now do quite a bit of work in Singapore and a few other countries like New Zealand. So I was one of the people way back in the day who helped Sam Cawthorn move from a professional speaker to a professional speaker and a speaker coach. So that's kind of my connection with them.
Awesome.
Now, Sam Cawthorn put together basically a template for how to do a great pitch. And the beauty about it is it's crazy simple. It's essentially, and I'll get this right this time, 3 points. Right? This is how you pitch. It's all about why. So you say, why this? Why me? Why now? So often times when people pitch, they launch straight into, hi, I'm Nick, this is who I am, this is what I've done, here's my credibility, here's my qualifications, this is my skill set. And that's great, but the audience is thinking, I don't care. And they're asking that big question, with them, what's in it for me? So instead of starting off with, why me, you start off with, why this? Why this topic? Yeah? So your why this might be, many people find it difficult to be public speakers, to stand up and speak in public, to give a speech. And when they're asked to give a talk, they feel terror. So that means they're missing a huge amount of opportunities for promotion, for engaging their staff, and actually getting people to start regarding them as a leader. So they just don't step up. So the first thing is you have to start to say, why this? The next one is why me? The last one is why now? So I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to flip it around. So in a nutshell, what was your why this, why me, and why now?
Okay, my why this was based on my experience doing team building, and I found it to be quite pointless. People were coming to. They had a fun day. Don't get me wrong. They had a real nice time. They bonded with each other.
I think you were saying, they went barbecues and karaoke, and everyone's had a wonderful day, and no one's learned anything at all.
No one's learned anything, and also it doesn't create a sustainable change in the business that they were there to do. They bond for a short while, but then give it a few days, and they're back to normal again.
Fantastic. So your why this was, something is wrong with the way we're doing corporate training. It's experiencing the suntan effect, which is you go away, you learn all this stuff, and it lasts about the length of a suntan, which is about...
I like that. Can I use that?
Yeah, you can use that.
Okay.
About 2 weeks, You feel all jazzed up about it. We're connected, we've changed. And then 2 weeks later, it just fades from your memory. So your why this is, let's talk about corporate training, what doesn't work, and why it's actually a bit useless and kind of ridiculous and pathetic.
And a waste of money.
Then you've jumped down to who you are and what you do. And tell us about that.
Okay, so because I had the experience in doing that work and seeing that nothing was happening, they were coming to us year after year with the same problems, I wanted to do something about it. So I spent the last 2.5 years doing loads and loads of research, and finally I found a tool called Cultural Transformation Tools, which literally measures the culture within an organization and the health of that organization. So based on the statistics and data from that, you can then determine what actually needs to be done. And it's not barbecues and karaoke.
No, it's not. And speaking of statistics and data, when you're talking about, why this and the why me, it's not just all kind of the heart. You actually have to include facts and stats and figures. It's always good to throw in information that is actually attuned to the left-hand side of the brain, because that means the people in the audience who are skeptics, who actually want facts and figures, they get satisfied.
Yeah.
So why this? Corporate training's not working.
Yeah.
It's random, it's tangential, it suffers from the suntan effect. It's just not working, it's not sustainable. Why you've been doing this for how long?
Specifically this 2.5 years now.
Okay, so 2.5 years. And before you're doing that, what were you doing?
Just doing team building.
Okay, fantastic. So you've been in the trenches, you get
Yes.
it. And then you jump down to the last part. So why this, why me, and then why now? And the why now is, let's make this urgent.
Yeah.
Why is this topic, we need to approach culture change and training differently. Why is this topic, and why is this guy, why is there a sense of urgency? Why do you need to pay for this now?
Yeah.
And what was your why now?
Okay, my why now was because of all these significant changes that are happening in the marketplace and a brand new workforce that's going to be coming in with a different mindset, with a different vision. They're not motivated by the financial stability or job security. They've got their parents looking after them.
Yeah.
So they have a lot more options, and companies are losing people, like good people, for silly reasons because they're still stuck on their old ways, thinking, well, it's worked for us till now, it'll continue working for us for the next 10 years, which is obviously not the case.
Kodak.
Blockbuster, etc., yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. I heard a fact the other day that said by 2025, 50% of the workplace will be millennials. So millennials, newsflash, think differently to us. I'm very much a Gen Xer. I'm Gen X. They think differently. Not better, not worse, just differently.
Yeah.
And they're not as motivated by things like, having to follow the rules and the hierarchy and the authority, or even money. They're motivated by different things.
Yeah, making a difference and
contribution, significance, purpose. Yeah. And if your corporate training and your culture is not, speaking to their heart, they'll leave.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Nick. It's been an absolute pleasure spending the day with you. I wish I had more days, to be honest. I actually came here because a participant in Speakers Institute was given a complimentary pass. So I came here as a complimentary pass, and I'm so happy that I did that. So I recommend to you guys, make a lot of friends in your industry. You never know what wonderful gifts they can give you and how much help they can give you. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks,
awesome.
Nick.
Cool.
And
thanks,
see you
guys.
again soon.
See you soon. Thanks, Angela.
Thanks, man.
Cheers. Cool.